Flano side brought back down to earth pretty badly tonight. What did you think as that 80 minutes was unfolding?
I couldn't wait till it finished, to be honest. We didn't start too bad, and then we tried to make some stuff up. There was a pass from Zach, and they scored, and then they scored quickly again, and it was all of a sudden from a good start, leading by 6-0, and even at 6-all, we were competing well, and it was set for set, and then they got possession, and it was rolling up the field, getting repeat sets, and they're coming off the back fence, and we couldn't handle them. They've got some good athletes, and we went back, come down to earth with a thud.
After such a great build-up and obviously last week's effort and on such a big occasion, I guess, what was their response in the sheds after that?
Oh, they're all terribly disappointed because it is a big occasion, and the point that I was trying to get across to them all week that it is, don't let the occasion get to you, and I don't think we did. We started pretty well, so we can't use that as an excuse. So the Roosters just, as I said, came off the back fence, won all the collisions, won the contest on the ground, run faster, run harder, and their two halves played in dinner suits.
Did you think you perhaps in for a long arvo when Moses Sully gets knocked out off the kick-off?
Yeah, it's a terrible way to start a game, and we did miss him because he's powerful from the back of the field, and we couldn't win that battle at the back of the field. We're always kicking from inside our 40, and their back three were catching it on the full and marching back up to halfway on play one. And it was just that system, that process that we couldn't win the battle, that cycle. And going into half time, we were gassed and they were fresh as daisies. So it was, well done to them. And that's rugby league, but you get in that process and that cycle and you can't get out of it. And Moses' injury didn't help us.
How is he?
He's not too bad at the moment, but they're not nice to see when they fall like that. So.
In the Moses Sully incident, the players seemed very subdued after that occurred. What impact does that make at the time?
You get a bit down on it, definitely. That early in the game, the first play of the game, you lose one of your most powerful players. But you just got to get on with it. And like Flanagan said, I think we did go on with it pretty well. Like we started pretty good, and Tommy Eisenhuth come in there and did a pretty good job, I thought, on his edge. Like, it's a tough gig for him out there on Manu, but it was definitely wasn't nice.
And do you feel it certainly looked like they targeted that edge after that incident and did a pretty good job of it?
Oh, it's a pretty good edge with Manu out there anyway, and why wouldn't you go over there when you lose your centre and you got a back row defender out there? And
I don't think that was the edge that. Of course,
I thought they defended all right.
They did really good. Tom and Kyle did a really good job on him. That wasn't the problem.
No.
So we can't use the Moses Sully, HIA as an excuse. It contributed, and it wasn't a great start for us, but we're not tossing that up as an excuse.
Flanagan, is that scoreline a reflection of the gulf in quality in terms of personnel between the two sides, or is that an attitude thing that your attitude was off today and theirs was on? Yeah,
I think it's definitely more so. We're terribly disappointed, and that's not the Dragons. You saw last week what the Dragons can do, and we went, as Lara said, we hit the ground with a big thud today. We come back to earth a little bit, and the challenge that this group has got is to grow and learn from this. And the Roosters are a professional outfit. They've been together for a long period of time, and they've got some really good athletes. And when they get on a roll like they did today, and possession was out of control, they were marching up the field, putting attacking kicks in, getting repeat sets. It's hard to handle, and that's the system and the process and the cycle that they got into. And it's a tick for them, and congratulations to them. And we need to learn from it. We've done that as well this year. But there's not that much difference in, the Roosters at their best and the Dragons at their best. But congratulations to them today. They did a really good job, and we were poor. No excuses.
Were you worried, Flanagan, with how easily Sam Walker was just finding, they had the ball in the string with some of those kicks today, those grubbers and chips, and it was too easy almost for him? Yeah,
well, that's what happens when they're rolling up the field and we can't control the tackle. We weren't coming forward on those plays. We were sitting on our heels on the try line, and he was coming towards us, and we needed to be going at him, taking time away from him, and we weren't. We couldn't control the tackle, the previous tackle, and Sam and Keary had a field day just coming at us on our try line, sitting on our heels. I reckon I could do a kick through there.
Fine, that was your third game in 11 days, which is pretty big workload. Do you think that, what were your opinion on how that fed into the way that the game went, especially when fatigue got into the game?
Yeah, it's definitely an issue. You try to address those things. 3 games in 11 days is tough. But once again, not an excuse with the scoreline. I thought we prepared well enough, and once again, credit to the Roosters. They played a power game, maybe against a little bit of a fatigue side and losing Moses early. But I don't want to make excuses. I just want to get on with it and learn from it. And next week comes around real quick, and we play a team from down the Shire that I'm really interested in beating.
How do you feel about that game, Flanagan?
Yeah, it's been marked in the calendar for a while.
It's going to be an emotional week for you?
Not an emotional week, no. Won a comp there. I don't think they've won since, have they? So I'll go down there with. I've got to get. My job is to get these boys back up, and whether we're playing the Sharks or wherever we're playing, my job is to get the boys back to where we, were in the last couple of weeks. We've gone backwards, as we've said a few times, and I've got to get them up, no matter who the opposition is. And it's not about me. I don't care about me, and I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be about the team and the club.
The side's got a point to prove after today. Do you have a point to prove as well next week? Because the way it ended there didn't end.
No, not at all. That was ages ago, mate. I've moved on. I've coached at Manly, gone down there and won, done lots of things since then, worked Fox, worked on radio. I've had a good life.
I don't know, you don't want to use it as an excuse, but it will bring up the debate about the kick-off and how you protect players from those kinds of incidents. Do you have an opinion, and is there a way to stop it or eliminate that?
It's a tough one, isn't it? We want to play this really tough gladiator sport, and we want to get down there, and especially off kick-offs, and have good contact with the front rowers. And but we see it too often. I don't know the answer, but yeah, we see it too often. And when it happens to one of your players, and it's just not nice to see. And I don't know how we stop it unless we start with a play the ball of a kick of a game, and that'd be not something that I'd like to see. But we need to definitely look in the modern game. We can't have these concussions. We need to look after the players, and the short dropouts and all that sort of stuff has probably changed it a little bit. But once again, I don't know the answer.
This year, NRL on 9 is your one-stop shop for all footy.
That's right, Freddie. Not about the highlights. Action. 7 days a week.
Billy and Gus podcast, get that on your drive on the way home. Immortal Behaviour. Grab a seat on the couch for that. And, of course, my favourite, Freddie and the Own.
The best footy brains, the biggest games.
Don't trust the algorithm. Subscribe to NRL on 9 and get all your entertainment there.